Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Hare Krishna, dear devotees, welcome to our ISKCON Burla official YouTube channel. So here we are discussing about Venu. So today we will see the 10th canto, 21st chapter and 17th verse. Purnaha Pulindya Urugaya Padabjaraga Srikunkumena Daitashtana Taddarshana Smara Rujastrunarusritena Limpantya Anana Kucheshu Jahustad Adhim. Translation. The aborigine women of the Vrindavan area become disturbed by lust when they see the grass marked with reddish kumkuma powder, endowed with the color of Krishna's lotus feet. This powder originally decorated the breasts of his beloveds, and when the aborigine women smear it on their face and breasts, they feel fully satisfied and give up all their anxiety. Translation. The forest women getting intensely loving and attached to our Lord on just having the holy darshan of our Lord, lovingly applied the vermilion powder which had adorned the bosom of Goddess Sri Lakshmi and had fallen onto the grass from the holy feet of our Lord when he walked over them onto their faces and bosom. Through this, they mitigated their sorrow of being separated from the Lord and the resultant intense love for Him. Hence, these forest women are indeed fulfilled and redeemed. So, we'll see the summary by Srila Prabhupada disciples. Srila Prabhupada explains this verse as follows: the wanton aborigine girls also become fully satisfied when they smear their faces and breasts with the dust of Vrindavan, which was reddish from the touch of Krishna's lotus feet. The aborigine girls had very full breasts and they were also very lusty, but when their lovers felt their breasts, they were not very satisfied. When they came out into the midst of the forest, they saw that while Krishna was walking, some of the leaves and creepers of Vrindavan turned reddish from the kumkuma powder that fell from his lotus feet. His lotus feet were held by the gopis on their breasts, which were also smeared with kumkuma powder. But when Krishna travelled in the Vrindavan forest with Balaram and his boyfriends, the reddish powder fell on the ground of the Vrindavan forest. So, the lusty aborigine girls, while looking towards Krishna playing his flute, saw the reddish kumkuma on the ground and immediately took it and smeared it over their faces and breasts. In this way, they became fully satisfied, although they were not satisfied when their lovers touched their breasts. All material lusty desires can be immediately satisfied if one comes in contact with Krishna consciousness. So this is the gist. Then we'll see the purport by Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur. Leaving aside the attraction of the flute, this verse speaks of the lotus feet of Vrishabhanunandini Sri Radha, which have the power by even the slightest contact to induce complete attraction for Krishna and to raise one to the 7th level of prema, madana in Mahabhava. One gopi said, the Pulinda women have reached perfection, but we have not. Therefore, we want to know what kind of austerities they have performed. This is the hint in the Gopi's statement about the perfection or Purna of the Pulinda women. The Gopi continued, why are they perfect? They smear their faces and breasts with the kumkuma that had dyed the feet of Krishna, Urugaya Padabjaraga, Where did the kunkuma come from? The kunkuma came from the breast of the gopi Krishna was enjoying with, namely Radhika, Daita Stana Manditena. Though we desire to praise Radhika's good fortune of having such exalted attraction to Krishna, out of shyness we do not specifically mention her. Though that is indeed kunkuma of Radha, due to lust, the Pulindas didn't even show it proper respect. What did they do? Upon seeing the grass smeared with kunkuma which had fallen from Krishna's feet after he had enjoyed with Radha, the Pulindas became lusty. I can't imagine what would happen if they see Krishna personally. Upon seeing Krishna from a distance, the Pulindas developed a great desire to smell the fragrance of Krishna's body. So they smeared the kunkuma from the grass on their faces. Then, with a desire to release the enjoyment Krishna engaged in, they smeared it on their breasts, thinking that they were being embraced by Krishna. By this action, the pain, adhim, of their lust was pacified. Indeed, that kunkuma has a special power in it. In all our baths, we have not received it ever once. This definition should be applied to the present verse. Thus, this verse indicates that the gopis experienced enjoyment through pastimes with Krishna. Therefore, from verse 6 of this chapter, it should be understood that the gopis were embraced by Krishna, who suddenly appeared before them, and thus they began speaking in this chapter. We'll see the next verse. 10th canto, 21st chapter, verse number 18 of Venu Gita. Hantayam adhi avala haridasa varjyo yad rama krishna charana sparsha pramodah manam tanoti sago ganyayash tayor yat paniya shuyya vasha kandara kandamulehi. Translation. Of all the devotees, this Govardhana hill is the best. O my friends, this hill supplies Krishna and Balaram along with their calves, cows and cowherd friends with all kinds of necessities, water for drinking, very soft grass, capes, fruits, flowers and all vegetables. So in this way the hill offers respects to the Lord. Being touched by the lotus feet of Krishna and Balaram, Govardhana hill appears very jubilant. So the gopis say to each other, we are indeed forlorn and weak. Hence, O forlorn ones, our plight is indeed very pitiful, that we have no joy or bliss like that of this Govardhan mountain, who has become full of bliss and joy due to touch of the holy feet of our Lord Sri Krishna and Sri Balaram. This Govardhan mountain is also serving our Lord Sri Krishna and Sri Balaram, along with the cattle and the gopas, with the plentiful presents of water, grass, roots, fruits and capes. Hence, this Govardhan mountain is the greatest among the bhaktas or devotees of our Lord's. Purport by Srila Prabhupada's disciples. This translation is quoted from Srila Prabhupada's Chaitanya Charitamrita Madhyalila 18.34. Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur explains the opulence of Govardhana hill as follows. Paniya refers to the fragrant cool water from the Govardhan waterfalls, which Krishna and Balaram drink and use to wash their feet and mouths. Govardhan also offers other beverages such as honey, mango juice, pilu juice. Suyavasha indicates durba grass used to make the religious offering of arghya. Govardhan also has grass that is fragrant, soft and conducive to the strong growth of cows, increased production of milk Thus, this grass is used for feeding the transcendental herds. Kandara refers to the caves where Krishna, Balaram, and their friends play, sit, lie down. These caves give pleasure when the weather is too hot or too cold, or when it is raining. Govardhan also features soft roots for eating, jewels for ornamenting the body, flat places for sitting, and lamps and mirrors in the form of smooth stones, glistering water, and other natural substances. So, in the purport, we can see the gopis talk among themselves, O Sakhis, without taking shelter of a great devotee, our desires will never be fulfilled. We have heard from Gargi, daughter of Gargamuni, about the glories of Hari's devotees, and that Govardhan hill is the best amongst them. Therefore, let's go there today, bath in Manasa Ganga, and take darsana of Harideva, the presiding deity of that place. Certainly, even our elders will not object to this. Moreover, Krishna is playing on the slope of Govardhan. Deciding upon this plan, the gopis glorify Govardhan hill because it fulfills the desire of Krishna. His companions and hopefully will fulfill their desire to meet Krishna as well. There are three chief Haridasas, devotees of Lord Hari, mentioned in the Srimad Bhagavatam. So one is Yudhishthira Maharaj, then Uddhava, and the third one is Govardhan. So we have seen or read about all these three Haridasas in the Bhagavatam. Like first is Yudhishthira, which is described as Haridasasya Rajarsiyo Mahodayam. As they all glorified the wonderful Rajasuya Yajna performed by the great saintly king and servant of Lord Hari, Yudhishthira Maharaj, they were not satiated, just as an ordinary man is never satiated when drinking nectar. Then we will be talking about Uddhava, the second Haridasa. Sarid Vanagiri Dronir Vikshana Kusumitaha Drumaha. That servant of Lord Hari, Uddhava, seeing the rivers, forests, mountains, valley, and flowering the trees of Braja, enjoying, inspiring the inhabitants of Vrindavan by reminding them of Lord Krishna. Of the three servants of Hari, the present verse states the Govardhan is the best Haridasa Varyo. From the touch of Krishna's lotus feet, the rocks of Govardhana become as soft as mud in order to preserve the unique marks on Krishna's feet, such as the goad, flag, and thunderbolt. Contacting Krishna's lotus feet causes Govardhana to display symptoms to ecstasy, such as perspiration in the form of melting stones, hair standing on ends of erect blades of grass, and tears of love as gushing waterfalls. Externally, the phrase Rama Gopyaha means Balaram. The gopis use this phrase to hide their feelings of Krishna. However, for the gopis, Rama refers to the Krishna who is Ramaniya, charming and attractive, and Ramanam, the source of intimate enjoyment. By the touch of Krishna's feet, such joy springs up in their hearts. Hare Krishna. Please subscribe to our ISKCON Burla YouTube channel and like and comment about this. Jai Srila Prabhupada ki jai.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama.